I can't tell if you're frozen or not. You seem frozen, like you have stopped. I'm not seeing any blinking.
Some time now. Been really hoping. Okay.
No blinking at all. That can't be a good sign at all.
This is not on me. I think because I am still here and I can still hear myself, I still see myself, I believe that this is not
No internet. How is that possible?
I believe that's the case. I am still holding strong. I am steadfast in my beliefs. I exist. I think, therefore I am. And I should check. I'm getting a call from the hospital. Let me take this live since I'm recording it and it's private. Hello? Yes. Okay. I'm talking to a robot. Yeah. Confirming an appointment. Yeah. So that's a call confirming the butt doctor appointment. That's actually not true. I mean, I have seen a butt doctor before, but that's not what that was. I have a physical. It's confirming about one week from now. I just have a yearly physical. So yeah, that's the call I just got then. So this is the podcast now. We discuss we have an internet issue. I have gastrointestinal reflux disease. So yeah. What else do I have? I have gastrointestinal reflux disease. I have IBS. I have tinnitus in my left ear. I have a history of hemorrhoids, so that's cool. I have several mental disorders. Let's see. I have social anxiety disorder diagnosed, generalized anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder diagnosed, severe too. That's cool. I have this specific phobias such as arachnophobia. And and I have gastrointestinal reflux disease. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, what else is on my chart? Let's see. Oh, okay, you're back. You're still frozen even though you're back, but
I'm still frozen?
You're still kind of glitched out. It'll be really
oh no, not again.
I don't know. What I just trailed off on became a solo podcast that no one wanted to hear. You know, that would actually be a good idea for a podcast, is a podcast where one person's trying to join the podcast and the other person has to kind of, what's the phrase I'm looking for? They have to tread water. They have to kind of like keep it going desperately. My cat's sleeping on this. I have a beanbag chair there. I moved this beanbag chair into my office so I can have a place to kind of just like, because I work from home, so I just kind of like decompress. And I want a place to just sometimes collapse to. Like I've been like staring at the computer too long, and I'm just like looking at cursed Adobe softwares for hours and hours a day, and then I'm like, oh my god, I haven't taken a break in a while, and I go and I sit over there. It's turning out to be a cat bed though. and it's like frankly, at least for my budget, pretty expensive beanbag chair that I got like with this idea in mind that like it will fix me to have a big cozy chair. If I just had a big cozy chair, it'll fix all of my problems. Which is like doing anything other than going to therapy. I do go to therapy, but still. So it's turning out to just be an expensive cat bed, but occasionally, I can. So, but that's kind of a nice addition to my cursed work meetings and my the podcasts that I have, is that there can just be a cat there now. And that's kind of like a cool thing that can happen in the podcast from now on, is that there's a cat there now.
So help me God.
Okay, so you're back. I was just talking about how this podcast can have a cat there now because I have this beanbag chair that I have placed in my office that I can kind of go retreat to sometimes.
Oh, yes. Well.
Yeah. But it's kind of just an expensive cat bed because that's kind of what it's being used for these days. Is just kind of...
Well, if it has to be used for anything, I guess that's a good thing to use it for.
For some reason, I decided to talk that entire time and make my own little podcast.
Oh, yes. Solo comment section.
Yes, that was interesting.
If you want the most depressing tagline, you can always say, "It's never more lonely than when you're by yourself."
Yeah, which is kind of obvious. Of course, you're more lonely when you're by yourself, but yeah. Just being a nerd and researching stuff.
The internet,
turned into researching Formula One racing. You're frozen. I just realized you're frozen. Oh! You know what? Wait. Let's check in on the cat. He's curled up as a croissant. He is turning 6 years old on July 24th. So yeah. Well, actually, let's make sure that you're not, because you did just freeze again.
You froze too.
That's not good.
Oh my God.
As I was saying,
this episode is so cursed.
He's turning 6 on July. No, sorry, I think I said 24. He was born July 21st, 2019, and I was there. I think I talked about it on the podcast before. He's turning 6 years old this year, if my math is correct, and it often isn't. But man, 6 years old. If he was like a large dog, he'd be towards the end of his life. But luckily, he is a domestic short hair house cat, which means that he ideally isn't even halfway done. He's really probably realistically, and I'll look this up now, 6 cat years. Well, I'm going to reject that it says that it's roughly 40, and I'm going to say that he is, because he's going to live forever, basically. And so am I. So I'm going to say he's 31, like me. We're kind of both in we're both, somewhere, I would say pre-middle-aged, just like, the pre-middle-aged period. And if Fido's going to live to like, actually, to be fair, if Fido's going to live to like, at least like 56 and be the oldest cat that ever lived, or die at the exact same time as me, and I'm going to live to be, I don't know, like 93, which I think is cool because I was born in 93. So if I'm going to live to 93, then he's going to live to about like, let's see, 93 20 minus 25.
I'm getting
so
to the point where I really hate the internet.
And yeah, the internet does suck.
People ask me, why do you still get physical media when you can just stream everything right here, right now? Because it's not just a laptop. I go on my iPad's not working.
Yeah. I'm continuing to appreciate physical media and touching grass, as they say, more and more and more. I mean, hey, there's a world where, I mean, that studio idea where it can be in person, that's great, but also just recording in person in general,
yes,
would definitely be something of a problem solved there. But
yes.